Neptune and Pluto aspects. Oh, your powers is spiritual. Your powers is compassion. Your powers is through your emotions. Your powers is through what you feel, through what you see, through what you hear. Your powers deal with picking up on energy of everyone. And this is that psychic powers. This is that spiritual powers. This is that charming powers, that creative powers. So you have all of these powers. Creativity is off the Richter scale. The artist, the imagination powers, the dream powers, and understanding the dream powers, and understanding your imagination powers, the meditation powers. Because Neptune love meditation, and it's the home of meditation. So you're the one who are the spiritual guru, and this your powers. You are the one who are the spiritual teacher. This your power. Anything that's spiritual is your power. And so when we dealing with your power, this is like a generation. And so we got Neptune conjunction Pluto, a Neptune trine Pluto, the Neptune sextile Pluto, and the squares in opposition to Pluto. We got to go deeper in. And so Neptune conjunction Pluto continuing on. This deals with when Neptune blending with Pluto. This generation here has a pioneer spirit. So this makes you have a pioneer spirit. It makes you unafraid to challenge people ways and challenge the known and the unknown world, and people, the way people think and the way people do things and their actions. It makes you the type who do things differently, who like to break down things and bring the truth to the world that deal with spirituality, your divinity. And you the type who don't be into religion or be into politics or be into anything like being biased and being discriminative and being racist, because you know that everything is spiritual. You basically know that everything is spiritual. You know there's no such thing as politic religion in your world and being biased and being racist, because you know that everything is spiritual. So you had the potential. Well, this ain't the potential. This is the conjunction, because the potential is sextile. Well, you have the ability, since it's blending in with you, to be more advanced, because you're very spiritual, very in tune. This your power. This your power to aspire the world through truth, and to aspire people potential, aspire people to become the higher self and the best version, the best self, and that's through the ways and the lessons that you bring to people through truth, how they can reach their divinity and reach their higher self. So you're here for that. You're here to be the one who help people, but just watch out for being a control freak and everything else, because you the type who can go against those who are control freaks. You know what I mean? But you good at organizing things and structuring things. You good in finances. You really don't care about, but you still know how to do business and everything else, because you're more spiritual than anything. And you more of the truth, and you don't like fakeness, because you can see through fakeness. Nobody can trick you, because you can see through their souls, because you're very much psychic. This is one of the most powerful psychic placement, because it got Pluto involved. This your powers. And so this is the most psychic placement when you utilize it. And so this makes you a humanitarian on a natural scale. And you deal with transformation, like elevating and transformation and being reborn again. Like whatever you go through, you might try to elevate through your divinity and then you might feel like you ain't enough, and then the next day you feel like somebody else. See what I'm saying? One day you feel like this, and one day you feel like that, until you keep elevating, keep going up, and keep changing until you reach your highest self, your highest potential. And then when you reach your highest potential, you're here to help people through that and show people how growth and how the process works. That's what you're here for. And so part of your transformation deals with communication about spirituality, and also meditation, and deal with your creative powers, and deal with your sexity. And so you can teach people how to have sex in a spiritual way and how they can manifest good results. You can teach people anything that deal with the spiritual world, or deal with magic, or deal with energy. And you're here for that. And so you got like a higher consciousness, higher perspective of the way you see things, because you're an old soul. And so you have the old soul power, which means wisdom power. The old soul power, which is wisdom powers. And so your intensity is very strong to help transform yourself, and also to help bring ideas and to help bring creative stories and through music and through arts and through your talents to help people transform themselves once they latch on to your ideas and to what you put out there. You're here to do that, to inspire people and to break down the old systems and beliefs that those who had ruled before put into existence. You're here to break down religion and to break down all that and show people that this not working and to bring them new divinity that'll help people reach their highest self and become very powerful. And through spirituality, you know what is powerful. And so you're here to trust the universe for everything and to use your power, your psychic gifts, because you got all the psychic gifts, all the psychic abilities to accomplish anything. So you got a supernatural powers about you, but you just got to recognize it. And once you recognize it and put it to use and you learn about your powers, this is when you will win. So you're here to bring this to the world and to teach people about dreams and how to accomplish their dreams and how to manifest their dreams. And you dream for real because you deal with the dream world. And so you're here to teach people all of this. And so this is the power that you have as a humanitarian for you to share your responsibility to the world, share responsibility of truth to the world, and to be the ultimate, because you're a giver. So giving is your power. Giving, helping, healing is your powers. Your powers is also being a counselor, being a guide, being a support system for others to transform to their higher self. You're here to do that. You're here to be the ultimate healer, the helper of the world. You're the old soul with the wisdom. And you're here to move differently, but you're also here to have fun and know when to back off and not let people take advantage of your kindness and your weakness. And we're going to get to the squares of oppositions in a minute that deal with that. Now, you're here to live a peaceful life and show people how to live peacefully and be an example of universal love. So for you, universal love is your powers. It's universal love. I love you. But when you say I love you, it's not in the sense of feeling. It's in the sense of spirit. I love you as spiritual love. So this is a different type of love when you say you love everybody. When you tell everybody you love them. And this is when you got Neptune that's conjunction to Pluto, but how it play out through. And also you got a whole bunch of creative powers. You're very charming, look good, beautiful. You like beauty. And so you're here to bring beauty to the world, because beauty is a part of your powers. Being creative is part of your powers. The way you express yourself is part of your powers. And so you can heal people by sharing your emotions, because you're very sensitive. So watch out for being so snappish, because you got so much energy. You could really tear somebody apart, because you're very sensitive. Because so a person say one word, you might snap. So how it play out through the Trine, how do Neptune, Trine, Pluto play out? Okay, everything I spoke about, the Neptune conjunction to Pluto will be you. This is your gift. When I say be you, this is your gift. Will be you as your gift. And so it's just like, I got to get a scenario again. Like you got your arm and you got your hand on your arm. You notice your arm there, but you might forget your hand there. And if you forget, you don't know your power. You forgot your powers. You forgot your skills. You forgot your talent. You forgot what's a nasty part of you. But if you aware of your hand and you put it into use, and so you got to put your energy into use when you're dealing with the Trine. It's a nasty part of you, but it's so easy, so you might forget it. And so, because it's something natural to you to help to decode things, to break down things, to be spiritual, be divine, and to meditate. It's something natural to you. And all this is natural to you: spirituality, creativity, being confident in your identity and sexity of who you are, and what culture you come from, and what people you come from, your genes and everything. This is naturally a part of you. So they have a super consciousness. So you might forget that and don't put your energy into work, into play. So it's up to you to put your energy into use. Now, how does Neptune play out through the sextile? Neptune sextile Pluto, or Pluto sextile Neptune, how it play out is this your potential. Everything I spoke about, the Neptune conjunction Pluto, this is your potential now. This your potential, the potential that you have, that you could be. You could be. You could use all your psychic abilities, all your psychic gifts to heal people, to heal a generation, to heal a nation. You could be the Neptune conjunction Pluto aspects on the positive side. Yeah, so once you realize this your potential, and the energy is there, because the energy is there, you just got to tap into it and go for it. Once you understand that the energy is there and it's part of your energy, and you activate it and you go for it, it'll be easy to you, because this is easy aspects, and you'll love it. And so you might want to study things that deal with martial arts and fighting. That's anything that's spiritual, yoga, meditation, gemstones, and how to heal, and psychic vision and psychic abilities. You might study that until you become your best self. So you make a great teacher once you master this, because it become natural to you after a while once you grow into your divinity, because it's your potential. And so once you grow into your potential, and you carry out your potential, you're gonna appreciate it more than all the other aspects, because you knew it was there. You just had to study, you had to learn it, and learn how to develop yourself, and learn how to activate your energy, your powers. And once you did, you become just like a Neptune conjunction Pluto. Now, how do it play out through a square? How do Neptune Pluto play out through the square? Okay, Neptune square to Pluto. You will go through things that deal with power. You might don't like your father, or masculine energy men, or masculine energy females, masculine energies who's too strong. And you might can't face reality. Might be hard for you to face reality. You might want to get on drugs, alcohol, or something to escape from reality, or something like that, because the world is too chaotic for you. Or you might go through it emotionally, have mood swings. You can't control your emotions, can't control yourself. And you can see spirits, and you might see spirits, so you might deal with the spiritual realm, but you might suffer, might have a hard time finding out what religion or what is your divinity, or who is God to you. You might have a hard time when dealing with your divinity, because Neptune like to question things. Well, once Neptune know its divinity, Neptune don't question no more. But you might have a hard time going through from religion to religion, being a Christian, being a Muslim, then going through Hinduism, trying to find your divinity. And so not knowing who you are. And so this had to play out when Neptune square to Pluto. You don't feel a lost sense of power. You don't feel like you have power. You don't feel like you with the generation. You can be pretty selfish, and be very depressed, and very scared to use your creative powers and your abilities and your skills, and like negative music and negative art, and like to draw bad things. And you might abuse sex so much and overdo it that, I mean, you might abuse it, and stuff like that. It can play out many ways, and this one of the ways it can play out, and that's through sex. And another way is through being an alcoholic and through drugs. And there's many ways you can use addiction to escape your reality, and you might don't feel a need to stand up for yourself. You might feel like you can't stand up for yourself. You might feel too weak or something like that, and keep everything bottled in, but you still be like a chameleon in your environment, holding a lot of stuff in, stuff like that. And so you just need something to take your pain away, take your stress away. You feel like you done lost your divinity, lost who you are, lost all sense of life, that you need a guide, you need somebody who can take care of you and all this stuff here. And so that's when you lose your power and the essence of who you are. But once you master this placement, you will become just like a Neptune conjunction Pluto, a Neptune trine Pluto. You become just like that. This will be not only your gift, but be naturally a part of you, because you don't want who help it blend in. You help your power to blend in. The energy is there. You know what I mean? You will go through it, but if you put it together, you can bring these energies together. It's up to you. Now, when we got Neptune opposing Pluto, which means opposition to Pluto, these individuals will fight against anything that deal with power. So they have power struggles. Anything that deal with authority. It could be a male or female in authority. It could be rebellions against their parents, or rebellions against people in general, or rebellions against the generation, all talking down. They can be very destructive and very suicidal to their own nature. and all type of things. These people could be the one who deceive people, who 1 minute feel spiritual, then the next minute not. They will go through it. 1 minute they might say, "Oh, I'm Jesus Christ." Oh, I'm Allah. Stuff like that. They be like go overboard with it. Go to the screamers and stuff like that. So these the type of people who done lost all identity of themselves because they fighting. They fighting for their power. They fighting to make it in the world. They trying to survive every day. They might be fighting their finances and fighting. And also these are the type who can have diseases through sex, and also killed about money and stuff like that, or harm people about their property or their family or stuff like that, or about be very possessive when it comes to man or woman could be very possessive over their mates and stuff like that. It could play out just like that, and because they done lost all their divinity, lost their powers. And so this how it play out. They will go through it when dealing with emotions and be very snappish and be like a ticking time bomb and want to swing on people, want to fight and be very harmful. So they got to watch out for all of this. So this how it play out when you got Neptune opposing Pluto, opposing power, spirituality opposing power, because it don't want power. You know what I mean? It just want to live freely and dream. And you want to be in a dream world, just dream, and never come down to reality. And now you can't even clean up your house and nothing like that. You got a raggedy house, clothes everywhere, everything all messed up, out of place because you don't care. Only thing you want to do is dream because you done lost all sense of your powers. And so now you don't take responsibility for yourself. You might be late on the bill, might can't even pay bills and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So this is how it operates because you done lost all sense of powers. Because you got Neptune opposing Pluto. And so you might don't want to do certain things, you know what I mean, that deal with responsibility. Or you might don't want to take responsibility for yourself. And then you could be inconsistent and people can't really trust you because you can't trust yourself. And so after you master all of this and you go through all this, it'll be, you don't reverse it. You don't, because you don't brought Neptune and Pluto together. And you had to do that. You had to go through it so you could be the teacher, but it's up to you. And if you don't bring it together and you continue to crash yourself, that's because of you. And a lot of successful people got squares and oppositions in their chart. And the reason why they win, because they keep fighting until they got there. They had other placement that helped them to keep fighting these squares and oppositions until they be able to utilize their power, until they blend the power together and then you use it for the greater good. So after you go through it, you'll be able to teach people about spiritual powers, psychic powers, about unconditional love, about relationships, about creativity in the arts, the skills of that nature, and science, because you got a scientific metaphor, metaphysics mind, because you be into the metaphysics, the paranormal, the unknown, the occult knowledge. You be into things that deal with astrology, numerology, tarot reading, anything that deal with divinity and spirituality. And so once you master this placement, you'll be able to teach all that. And so you be just like the Neptune conjunction Pluto on the upside. So as I came lit, who bring you this light, y'all got the power to rule the nation. This deal with the generation. So it's up to you. And it's definitely what it be. Ashe.